God, Mother, Father, Creator have a much better plan for humanity. And we need to energize the plan. That's why we keep hearing the trust the plan. It's so much bigger than, white hats. I don't even use those terms because my periphery is so much bigger than that. And the plan is for us as a collective of conscious creators to transmute the dark side of the contrast. So it brings it back into balance because it's been way out of balance for approximately 11,000 years. Bring it back to balance where the darkness just becomes a medium for learning. Fear just becomes a medium for learning. It's not intended to be used as a means of control. So when we bring it back to just a medium for learning, then you think about how plants get planted into the darkness, and that's where they germinate and then they grow up into the light. Now, this is what's happening for the collective of humanities, is that more light is actually transmuting that darkness, and we are growing out. We're outgrowing the darkness. We're outgrowing the need to learn through the contrast. As we move forward, we're going to be learning through joy. Darkness exists to serve the light. The darkness exists so that we can find our light within the contrast. Fear exists so that we can find love within that contrast. Our past exists so that we can learn from it. It actually all serves a very positive purpose of learning. So the past is, we were talking about the present being the most extraordinary gift we have, because this is where we create our reality. We uncreate the past, we create here, and that's how we create the future. All creation happens in this moment. So one of the messages that came in for me a couple of years ago, and I was actually really shocked when it came in, I talk about this reality we're living in as a video game called The Great Human Experience. And some people call it the Great Human Experiment. And the reason it's called an experiment is because the experiment is, can we go down there into that darkness and remember who we are? Like, it's the greatest challenge any soul has ever had. Can we go into the darkness and remember our light? Can we go into that fear, that suffering, and remember that we actually are love having a human experience? And that when we have that soul remembrance, then we can take that out to the masses. So another one of the messages I got a few years ago is that these higher dimensional beings, that those of us, this again doesn't go back to ego, it's just that we volunteered to bring our awareness onto Earth, because Spirit was trying to inspire humanity to wake up and remember who they are. But the density, the 3D is so dark and so heavy and so oppressive that the inspiration wasn't getting in.
Yeah.
Because it was so dark. So a lot of us volunteered to take on human form with the extreme challenge of, man, I'm going to go down there and I sure as heck hope I can remember who I am. Right? Because it is so hard to remember who we are once we get down here. And so we have a contract with our higher self that at some point we'll wake up and then we will go out and serve the masses. That's ultimately what we're doing here with these shows, is our role is to serve the masses. Once we wake up, once we remember who we are, once we have that infinite love and infinite light consciousness re-embodied through us, then we can go out and assist the masses.